All right. So hopefully it's not a strange pack. Hopefully we just get right into it. Okay. So you get 36 booster packs. Do we want to crack a Liliana first? And can everybody hear me? Okay. Because I believe my mic is on and everything's on. So, yep. I think we can go right into that, right? Oops. Well, that was bad. All right. So let's try to reset this. That was really bad. All right, so we're going to open up our first booster pack right here. This will be our first pack. Yeah. All right. I just want to see if I can hear myself, so... I just want to see if I can hear myself. Okay, we're good. All right, so we're going to open up our first booster pack right here. See what we get. So I'm going to go over the first couple cards pretty quickly. And gosh, this camera set took a beating. I probably should have came a little bit more prepared for this one. All right. So in our first pack, we got an Ogre. Just the 4-2. You probably drafted him plenty of times, right? He's just an Ogre. So that's what we got right there. Defiant Strike. Target creature is +1/+0 until end turn, draw a card. There's that big bad boy right there. Gloom Sour. When it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. This is the card that I don't like. It's just... It deals 2 damage. I mean, when it dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. It just... I don't know. It's a mediocre card in my book. Let me see if I can kind of straighten this out just a little bit better here. So I can get a kind of better view right here. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, does it? All right. So, okay, that seems to have been a little bit better. Let's see if we can get that even way more better. Come on, Teferi, right? All right, so right here, bing. Okay, target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. It's all right. Here's kind of the Radiant Fountain. Enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. So right here is Rousing Reed. Let's get closer to read that. You enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Enchant creature get +1/+1, has flying. So not bad for limited, right? Here's the 1/1 where I want 7 and 2. The Goblin Arsonist. It's a 1/1. You may have it deal 1 damage to any target. But here's the thing. So you can load this up, right? You can load this guy up. Like, there's plenty of enchantments in this set. We're in limited where you can load up a creature. So this was like one of the ones where we want 7 and 2 in our draft in the early access M21 event. There we go. Here is Sky Scanner. Enters battlefield, you draw a card. So not bad. All right, and then here's the one card that some people just don't like because it's a bad deal. And the card is actually named Bad Deal. You draw 2 cards, and each opponent discards 2. And each player loses 2 life. Yeah, it kind of is a bad deal. So that's our first uncommon spot. Then right here is a Canopy Stalker. It's a 4/2 for a 4-drop. It must be blocked if able. When it dies, you gain 1 life for each creature that died this way. So, yeah. And here's this thing that actually I think would be really good. If this card was printed, 5 or 6 years ago, lower scale Guddle. I mean, whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I mean, it's a 2/2 for 3. But today, it's like, that's all it does. That's it. It's like, well, that was a pretty good card. And our rare, boom. Okay. Jarell, Recluse. So, you can see it's a 2/2, or it's a 1/2 for 2. And, so let's get up and personal on that card. It's a human druid. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 cat creature token. And it says, until end turn, creatures you control have power and toughness XS, or X is the number of cards in your hand. So the whole point would be draw a bunch of cards and all that type of stuff. And we do have a foil, eliminate. People were probably... Ooh, that is too shiny for the camera. Ouch. Oh, come on with all that shine. Alright, Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute even as my controls. Like, nope, I'm not liking that. Okay, see how the card should come up? Okay. So eliminate. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, convert by cost 3 or less. Hi, Gurus. For me to broadcast. Alright, and so that's our uncommon, and then we just get one of those lands. Like, yeah, one of these lands right here, and then a beast token. So, our first pack, kind of fuddy. I'm not gonna lie. So, let's bust open into another pack. That's got Teferi on it. So, let's see if we have better luck with Tef. Let's see if we have better luck with Teferi. Yeah, Raph, you won with one of those arena cards. Yeah, I'm opening it up. It's just, guys, I have to work around a microphone. This is what happens when you do things live. It doesn't come out perfect. Okay, so our first card right here. Okay, so Sure Strike. Yeah, target creature gets +3 and +0 and gains first strike until end turn. So more defensive card than anything. So yeah, let's gonna put in the common card. Battalion guy right here. Whenever battalion and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a +1/+1 counter on battalion. So it's a 3/2 for a 3-dropper. It's not bad. I mean, opt. The card's been reprinted so many times. Yeah. Well, scry 1, draw a card. It's a pretty simple one. Actually, it's a pretty good comment. This dude right here, we'll just call it Kerr. It's an elemental dog. If you pay 2, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Eh. Right here, we got an imp. And he's got flying. You can pay 1, and he gains death touch until end of turn. And my camera's like, you know what? I want to see that a little bit closer. I'm like, you know what? No, how about that? Alright, so here's Garruk's. Yeah, it's just a 7/3 for 5 mana, guys. I mean, it's meant for drafting, right? Here's a reprint. So here's Turret Ogre, and basically he's got reach. It's a 4/3 creature for 4, and whenever it enters the battlefield, if you control a creature of 4 or greater, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. So it's a pretty good attacker. Here's a lifelink dude right here. He's a 4-drop. He's got lifelink. Whenever it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter up to each. So if you have 2 creatures, you can put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures. It's a 2/3 lifelinker. So pretty good and limited. All right, Nard Sage. It's a 4/4. It's got reach. As long as you've drawn 2 more cards, it gets +0/+2 and has vigilance. So I kind of look at it as a draft card, really. Roaming Ghostlight. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-spirit creature to its owner's hand. It's a 3/2 for a 5-dropper. And then we have Light of Promise. That's probably going to be more of the year 2021. But we're in 2020, but we're opening up M21. Enchant creature has, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on that creature. So, pretty cool. Here's a Myr. If you go back to 2011, when Myrs were a thing, well, you know, he's an artifact. He's a 2/2 on a 3 body, and he can add 2 colorless. So you can get like Ugin out. You know, like in a Myr deck. Maybe in the next set they print MERS and kind of remake it a thing. If they do, Ugin's going to be a little powerful there. So he's at the uncommon spot. Just move these over here. All right. And then we have this dude right here, Riddle Form for 2 mana. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have... This can becomes a 3/3 with flying. And basically you can pay 3 and scry 1. So that's kind of the thing on that one. Oh, Chandra. Okay, well, hi. My emblem on MTG Arena. Chandra. Okay, so Chandra, for 5 mana, she's got 5 loyalty, so 5/5. Let's get up in personal. Let's get up in her business. Okay, so discard your hand, then exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of turn. Then you may play cards exiled this way. That's kind of iffy. Because, I mean, like, realistically, if you use her +1, you're just going to exile 3 cards. Because you're going to spend 5 mana and then just be like, yeah, I'm going to +1 her. And my camera's like, you know what? I don't like her. Okay, there she goes. And then it's another +1 ability is deals 2 damage to any target. So kind of like, I don't know. And then it's -9, though. Search your graveyard and library for any number of red instant or sorcery cards. Exile them, then shuffle your library. You may cast them this turn at 6 to your mana pool. So she's a mid-ranger. So that's our rare. And we just get a basic forest. Boo. And then we get a token. So that's what we got. How's it going, Gurus? How's it going, Raph? And I'm going to have to design this a little bit better, so just understand I have all these wires that I'm working around. This is not meant to be perfect. All right, so we have our comments. So let's jump right to the next pack. Okay, so we actually do have a Chandra pack. Guys, and I hate to tell you this, a lot of YouTubers use this webcam. You're just used to seeing it on their face, like in a very like small, teeny tiny box, like in the like left-hand corner, and so you can't see their imperfections. So, yeah. But yeah, so this is what a lot of YouTubers use. It's a Logitech N22. Most YouTubers use them. I'd probably say about 70%. But a lot of them don't do stupid stuff like I do live. So anyway, here's a Staunch Shieldmate. It's a 1/3 for a 1-dropper. He's a common. Let's move on. Here's a Crypt Lurker. It enters the battlefield. So it's a 4-dropper for a 3/4. Enters the battlefield. You may sacrifice a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, draw a card. I don't know. I like this one. Citizen Training, reprint from Theros Beyond Death. You enchant creature. When you do, you draw a card. Enchant creature gets +1/+0, and the key is it gets trample. So it draws itself out, and it gives a creature trample. Perfect for limited. Here's this dude yet again. So we're just going to move on from him, right? We already saw him. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. All right. Here's a crab. I thought I said Wisconsin crab. No, it's Wishcoin. All right, it's a 2/5. That's it. So it's a. It says, what wishes do they grant? Mostly panicking related ones. Was this crab predicting the future? I don't know. Maybe. Happy 4th of July, everybody. All right, here's a Gale Swooper. He's a 3/2 for a 4-dropper. When it enters the battlefield, and you get closer to the camera, it gets foggy. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Here's this guy right here. Life Goes On. You're like, another card that is relevant. You gain 4 life. If a creature died this turn, you gain 8 instead. Pretty good. It's a 1-drop instant. Here's Duress. People might feel like they're under that a lot. Target opponent reveals their hand, and you choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player. So here's the thing: back in Urza Saga, when this was like, so people always would say, you would duress a duress. You dress somebody else's hand, and that's true. Like Thought Seize and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with duressing a duress. Pretty good common, so we'll put it in the pretty good spot. With Opt over there. Okay, this guy right here, Miscast, is cost 1. Counter target instant or sorcery spell unless this controller pays 3. That's very specific. Good card, but very specific. Too specific for standard, probably. Alright, my camera did. And then right here we have Twin Blade Assassins. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature dies this turn, draw a card. It's a 5/4. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. If this costs 4 mana, I think a lot of people would play with it. But that 5th mana in today's standard, it's not enough. It's a good card, but it's just not enough. All right, here. So here's a really good uncommon that a lot of people are going to be playing with. Focus. Will you focus? Okay. Whenever you cast a spell, that's non-green. Put a +1/+1 counter on this. It's 2 mana for a 1/1. And our rare is we'll just call this the Spiteful. Other creatures get -1/-1. Yeah, it's kind of a boo rare. Boo. We do get a foil Tome Anima. It can't be... Okay, so it's a 3/3 for a 4-dropper. It can't be blocked. Okay, it can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 more cards this turn. So kind of... And then we get the Forest again. No. All right, and then we get a Goblin Wizard. Prowess token. All right. You know what? I have tripods all over the place. I honestly, they're somewhere. Like, here's the thing with the field of view camera, right? So I can raise this up, right? And here's the thing, the field of view of the camera. So it's not really the tripod, right? It's the field of view, right? I mean, you could raise this as much as you want it. It's the field of view. Like if you're using a GoPro, that's going to be really important for you as well, right? All right, Lofty Denial. I mean, so Lofty Denial. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. So we play this in our Simic deck, by the way. If you control a fire, you counter that spell unless they pay 4. So that's a really good common. And here's the Cur. Yeah, we've already been over that. All right. Here's the Steed. So it's a 5-dropper, it's a 3/3, it's got Vigilance. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight token. Can you guys see this okay? I mean, is it okay? Here's Cancel, counter target spell. We've already been over this guy, so we'll just move on from him. Oh, Titanic Growth. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end turn. Played in our Stan's Cousin deck, but also played in mono green. So pretty good common. Here's Dub. So this is what I was talking about, grabbing little creatures and making them big. And that's good focus, okay. So it costs 3, enchant creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and is a knight and additional to his other types. So you can grab like that little 1/1 Arcanist and then throw this on him. He becomes a 3/3 first striker. So you can just kind of like load up on that. Here's right here is a Mistral Stinger. It's got Prowess. It's a 2/2. And yeah, so Prowess, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Here's Chandra's Magmut. It's a 2/2 for a 2-dropper, and it deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. Return of Nature, we've already seen that reprinted 1,000 times. Don't need to see that again. Okay, here's Falconer Adept. Whenever Adept attacks, create a 1/1 white bird creature token that's tapped and attacking. So it's a 4 for a 2/3. It doesn't fly. So, getting to the shrines right here. Sanctum of Stone Fangs. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Maybe shrines will be a thing like gates eventually, but I don't know if it ever will be. So that is one of our first uncommons in the pack. And then we have Waker of Waves. For 7 mana, creatures your opponents control get -1, -0. Then we'll get up and close and personal here. Discard Waker of Waves. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So it's a 7/7 for 7. I don't know. That's our uncommon. And our rare is 9 lives. The Cauldron Familiar deck feels like it has 9 lives. So let's focus here. Yeah, so let's just try to get a little bit closer here. Try to focus. And we're going to have to bring in our little... Where's Ginger Brute? When you need them. Alright, so 9 lives my camera does not like at all. But it's got hexproof. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage and put an incarceration counter on that 9 lives. When there are 9 or more incarceration counters, you exile it, and then it leaves the battlefield and you lose the game. So yeah, it's going to prevent damage, but, you know, I don't know, you could get rid of enchantment removal. So that is our rare. We just got like a little land behind it, and then we got a little night token. So I don't know if anybody can really... So we're going to bust open another pack. Yeah, give it to your opponent, and then they can take it off. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do that, right? Give it to your opponent and just make them lose. Could be a thing. Huh, here's a little nifty thing. It tells you about combat damage and toughness. Okay. All right, so right here, it's Frantic Inventory. Pretty good common. Draw a card, then you draw cards equal to the number of cards named Frantic Inventory. I see a lot of people playing with that. That's actually a pretty good common. Okay, Burn Bright. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end turn. For 3 mana, instant speed. Rambunctious Mutt. That'd be a good Scrabble word. Alright, so when Rambunctious Mutt enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. It's a 3/4/4/5 dropper. Here's Captor Sphere. You can read all this. Basically just taps a creature and it doesn't untap during an untap phase for 4 mana. Here's Indulgence. This spell costs 3 less to cast. If you've gained 3 or more life this turn, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Colossal Dreadmaw. It's got trample. It's a 6/6. Shock. Deals 2 damage to any target. Not a bad common. This thing right here, we've already went over the Stinger. It's a 2/2 for 3 mana. It's got Prowess. Dub, we've already went over that. It gives a creature +2/+2 in first strike. Hunter's Edge, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature deals damage equal to the power to target creature you don't control. So that's basically Domri's Ambush, except you can't target a planeswalker. Alright, we already went over that one. Canopy Stalker. First one common in the pack is Obsessed Stitcher. Draw a card, then discard a card. And sacrifice a Stitcher, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, not bad if you're going to dump things into your graveyard. Our next one is Liliana's Devotee. Zombies you control get +1/+0 at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died this turn, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie token creature. And then we have the Master Core. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card. Okay. So it's for 3 mana, it's a 3/4. Let's get up in there a little bit. It's got protection from Planeswalkers. You can pay 1, deals 1 damage to target Planeswalker, and then you pay 3, gains indestructible to end of turn. So Master Core actually started in Urza's Destiny. And then there's another Craig, and then there's another token. Yeah, so they actually started in Urza's Destiny. The Master Cores. And that's literally been the best Master Core, was the one from... let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm just trying to increase the field of view here, and it's just... I think it can't do it. All right. So... we're going to open up another pack right here. Throw all these packs down. All right. So, right here, we have a Spine Megalodon. It's a 5/7 for 7. It's got hexproof. Whenever it attacks, scry 1. All right. Create 2 1/1 red wizard creature tokens with prowess. Remember, prowess is for 4 mana. So remember, it's instant speed too. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Fear of Resistance. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn for 2 mana. Ooh, Lofty Denial. We've already been over that one. Pretty good card. We've already been over that one. And I'm going to start going through these. We've already been that one. I don't think we've done this one. Liliana Steward. You can sacrifice it. Target opponent discards a card and activate this ability only time you could cast a sorcery. So it's a 1 drop for a 1/2. It is a zombie. Defender. Pretty good card in limited. Drowsing Pteranodon. Defender, it's a 2 for a 3/3. As long as you control a creature with 4 or greater, it can attack, as though it didn't have Defender. So you drop this down turn 2, and then you can bring down, like, say, a Bone Crusher Giant or something, a 4/3. This can attack. So pretty good and limited. Here's another Shock. Here's another Stinger. So we're just going to go through these. Rewind. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a reprint. Counter target spell, untap up to 4 lands. This card was played pretty heavily back in its day as well. Now we use it with Nightpack Ambusher and our Simic Flash deck. In fact, I just put that up on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so that's a really good uncommon. So I kind of messed it up. Those are the rares. I'm going to put that in a good spot. Okay, this is another good card. Season Hollowblade. So it's a 2 dropper for a 3/1. You discard a card, and it gets indestructible until end of turn. It's kind of hard to deal with. Pretty good and limited. Pretty good. We have another Rakdos card. Okay, so it says, so this is a Dire Fleet Warmonger at the beginning. Okay, so let's get in there. So it's a 3 dropper for 3/3. All right, let's kind of get up in there a little bit. Okay, at the beginning of your combat of your turn, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, it gets +2/+2 and gains trample to end a turn. Yep, that can see post-rotational play. And we have a Volcanic Salvo. So it costs 2 and 10, but this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. And you can deal 6 damage to up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. Yep, and then we just have an island, and then we have a token. Alright, so let's grab our next one. Here's a Chandra. Right. So right here we have a Spine Magnodon. We've already been through that one. Right. We've already been through that one. Right. We've already been through that one. Right. Already been through that one. Alright, so this one we have not been through. Okay, so this is a 4 mana. It's a 2/2. It's got Death Touch. Whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with 4 or greater, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So pretty good and limited. Village Rites, as additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Here's an alternate art of the Garruk's. It's just a 5 mana 7/3. So we'll put that. Wall of Ruin, another reprint again. Defender, it's an 0/4. When it enters the battlefield, scry 1. Ooh, Grasp of Darkness. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. I believe this was an uncommon. Now it's in the common spot, so I'll put that in the good area. Okay, so right here, our first uncommon for this is Golem. So basically, put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. And it's 5, and it's a 3/5. I don't know what use that's going to see right there. And then right here is a Waker of Waves. Creatures you control get -1/-0. Discard Waker of Waves. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into the graveyard. Yeah, we already pulled that one. Next uncommon is a Bolt Hound. So it's a 3 mana 2/2 haster. And whenever it attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Our second one? Really? Alright, other creatures you control get -1/-1. It's for 4. It's a human warlock. It's not even a vampire. Our foil is Finishing Blow. Destroy target creature or planeswalker for 5. Feels like people's 2020, right? Finishing Blow. All right. So let's see what the Teferi has. Can we open a Teferi Master of Time? We opened 60 packs on MTG Arena, and yet to get a Teferi, it just doesn't happen. Do we believe in miracles? Okay. Right here is a Bone Pit Brute, 6 mana, 4/5, Menace. When it enters the battlefield, creature gets +4/+0. Let's put the token over here. Put the bird token. All right. Concordia Pegasus is a 1/3 flyer for 2. And there's that imp. You can give it Death Touch. It's a 1/2. There you go. All right, here is a Pride Malkin. So whenever it enters the battlefield, +1/+1 counter on target creature. Here, let me just kind of get up in there. Focus. Okay, so when Pride Malkin enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter has trample. So that's the big key. You can give it trample. For 3, it's a 2/1. We've already been through Rousing Reed, Cage Zombie. For a 3-dropper, it's a 2/3. Each opponent loses 2 life. Activate this ability only if a creature died this turn. We've already been through that. Sky Scanner. Spell Gorger Weird. Okay, so this is a reprint from M20. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Spell Gorger Weird. It's a 3 for a 2/2. Radiant Fountain. Already been through that. First uncommon, Fungal Rebirth. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If a creature dies this turn, create 2 1/1 green sapling tokens. Not bad. Ooh. What we used in our black-white deck. If you haven't seen that, go look at it Twitch or on YouTube. Yeah, so you pay 3 life, flip a coin. If you win, you gain 6. You're like, well, that's not that impressive. Well, it's a rogue. There's a rogue theme. And if you have veto out of the Dusk Rose, you're dealing 6 damage to your opponent. So, pretty good uncommon. Here's Tellurian Kraken. So it's a 6-drop. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, tap up. You may tap or untap target creature. Let's put that right there. Our uncommon spots. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Right here is our hooded Blight Fang. It's got Death Touch. It's a 1/4. Let's get up personal. When a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a Planeswalker, destroy that Planeswalker. So, I mean, these are okay rares. A nice little foil island. And then, behind it, a common, and then a banged up demon. Alright. So I'm going to go through these packs a little faster. I just thought the first couple, the first go arounds would be kind of... Alright, so there's our commons right here. Let me see if I can get this to come in just slightly better. Creep it up. Okay. So there's that. We've already went over to Citizen Training. Life goes on. Gain 4 life. Or creature die this turn. You gain 8 life instead. There's the crab. Again. What wishes do they grant? Mostly punching related ones. Spell Gorger Weird. Cage a Zombie. Okay, so we'll go over the uncommons. Kite Sail free. So this is a reprint from Ixalan. When it enters, so it's a 2-dropper for a 1/2, and then when it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. Kind of like a duress. Exile that card until Freebooter leaves the battlefield. Kind of annoying. Here's a Chrome Replicator. Enters the battlefield if you control 2 or more non-land, non-creature permanents with the same name as another one. Create a 4/4 colorless construct artifact creature. So when it enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more non-land, non-creature permanents. Okay. For 5 mana. Here's Season Hollowblade yet again. Then our rare is a Shacklegeist. Okay, so this one right here is a 2/2. It's a 2/2 for 2. It's got flying. And it can only be blocked. It can only block creatures with flying. So it's kind of like the Brazen Borrower thing. You can tap 2 untapped spirits you control to tap target creature you don't control. I mean, in a spirit deck. Oh, okay. Unaltered Art Containment Priest behind that. Okay, so that's the better one. It's got flash. if a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast. Let me read that again. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile instead. So, people were like, where was this card when Agent of Treachery was in the format? Like, or, you know, Luca. So that was a good pack. We kind of rebounded with that one, and here's that, and here's that. So that's kind of a good pack, I guess. Right? So we're going to go ahead and move on. It's like... So far, we pulled a Chandra. We pulled that. Okay, and we're going to go through these relatively quickly. Revitalize, you gain 3 life, draw a card. Alright, here's a common right there. So we'll kind of roll through the commons right there. There's a 4/2. Gleams, Titanic Growth again. Reprint. I'll put that in the good common section. Alright, Shock. Kind of put that in it. Alright, it seems like this is like the most common, right? Move through there. Dub. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has first strike and is knight to additional other types. So again, you can load up your creature in limited, pretty much. Okay, our uncommons, Kite Scale Freebooter. Again, 2 for 1/2, flying. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it, exile that card until Freebooter leaves the battlefield. Our other uncommon is this thing. We'll just call it Scythe. When it enters the battlefield with a soul counter on it. Let's just get up in personal. So it's for 2 mana. It's an artifact. Enchant creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on Scythe. Whenever equipped creature dies, put a soul counter on Scythe. Yeah, I mean, like, you could use this like in a Witch's Oven deck, but it would just, it'd have to be utterly creative. That, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. And right here is a Burr Fist Oak. Whenever you draw a card, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and it's a 4-drop for a 2/3. And our rare is a Chromatic Ori. Okay, so it's 7 mana, and then let's just get up and personal with this. It's a legendary artifact. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Add 5 colorless, and you may pay 5, draw a card for each color among permanents you control. And then behind that, we have a Land of War Visionary foil. And then poop. We get we get that land, you know, that gain life land, multiple colors, and then we get a weird token. Literally, it's a weird token. Yeah. So let's see if we can make this camera just field of view just a little bit better. But again, we'll try. All right. We're going to move on. This pack is going to have Liliana. Come on, Lily. Bring us some luck. All right. And it brings us a Cur, not luck. All right, so we've already been over this Cur, so we'll just move on from that. We've already been over that. Target creature gains flying until end turn. It's a 2 for a 2/1. It's actually not bad. Spider. Alchemist's Gift. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains lifelink or death touch. So you got to be a little careful with this for 1 mana instant speed in your drafts. Gale Swooper. And if there's a card you want me to stop on, just say it. Right, there's a crab. What wishes do they grant? Mostly pinching related ones. That's our 2020. Huh, the Wish Coin Crab had it. 4 mana, 2/5. Okay. Yeah, Spell Gorger Weird. Again, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 on Spell Gorger Weird. Pretty good M20 card, reprinted at M21. Cage Zombie. Okay, so our first uncommon. So here's the vessel. So basically, it's a 1/1 lifelink. Let's get up in personal. So for 1 mana. Okay, so this is used in the Lyris decks. So when it enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, it's a 5/5 black demon token with flying. So basically, put this in your graveyard, oops, and have Lyris bring it out, and it's a 5/5. Heartfire Immolator. So it's got Prowess. This is a 2/2 for 2. And then we'll get up in personal. Sacrifice Immolator. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Here's Reign of Revelation. It's simple. You draw 3 cards, then discard a card for 4 mana. So I can see this play like in Pioneer with Torrential Gearhulk, and of course our rare is going to be a Temple of Melody. Or Melody. It's Scries, Golgari. Alright. And then, of course, we just get kind of the and then So I'm going to move these commons over here. So, again, as I was telling people earlier, like, people don't believe, like, there's blue burn. But this, okay, so this is not an M20 card. But I just wanted to show you for a second if this can come in. Do it. Okay. Sonic Blast. It deals 4 damage to any target, but does 2 damage to you as well. So kind of like an old school card that I'm showing you from part of my collection that I have physically. But this was a card that was played pretty heavily back in the day because Blue Burn is a premium, right? I mean, Blue Burn is a premium. So I don't know if many people know that. And then here's just Sinkhole right here. Where destroy any 1 land. And this might feel like your 2020 Sinkhole. Like, yeah. It's everything that we do. So, I just thought I'd show you some of that. Just very simple cards. Very simple printed cards back then. Frankie, how far I am? We still got some far to go. So let me put this up here. So let's get the crack packing. But hi, Frankie. All right. I say we're about 1/3 in, and the only reason why is because I was going over cards. Yeah, I was just going over cards, kind of like at the beginning, like the commons. But we got Lofty Denial, put that in the good. We got the Cur. We got the Valorous Steed. We got Cancel. We got the Gloom Sour 8/6. Whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay. Good luck getting that one out. Ranger's Guile. Chandra's Magmut. Skeleton Archer. Return of Nature. We already know. Alright, we're going to the uncommon. Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Tap target creature for 6. So let's get up in there. Just take a second. Okay. Tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each shrine you control. And of course, the shrine is 1 mana. And that's Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Okay, and then we have another Archfiend's Vessel, or if you cast it from your graveyard, it becomes a 5/5. Soul Seer deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible till end of turn. Pretty good. Uncommon. Okay, Brash Taunter. I'm not a big fan. So it costs 5 mana. It's a 1/1, and then it's a goblin. So, but whenever Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. You can pay 3. It fights another target creature. So, like, he's good. You can put, like, a lot of stuff on him, make him bigger, but, like, to do that. Oh, and behind that, we get a foil Basri's Lieutenant. Okay, he's a 3/4 for 4. And we're going to have to get up in personal for this one. Okay, he's got Vigilance, Protection from Multicolored. When Lieutenant enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter target creature you control. And when this or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. If the format didn't have so many board wipes, this card probably would see a lot more play. Because it's a 3/4 for 4. It's got it's got a lot going on. Oh, and we get a swamp. So I remember the question was, people were like wondering, like, will you get the swamps in every pack? Like, will you get the no? It happens. It seems like in like every other pack or something like that, right? Not every other pack, but it's rare to get these swamps. I guess it's more rare than not. So I guess I'll put it in the rare column and then just put this soldier token in there. Yeah, Frankie, we're about 1/3 in, and the reason why we're 1/3 in on YouTube is just because I was going the first, probably a detriment to me. The first couple packs, I kind of was going over every card, to be honest with you. So that's kind of my bad. Here's Crash Through. I'm not a fan of this card. Creatures you control gain trample till end of turn. It's for 1 mana. It draws itself out. So unless you want that trample so bad, I'm not a fan of cards that draw itself out. Okay, we're moving on. You got this dude, Alpine Watchdog. He's a 2/2 with Vigilance. He's a dog for 2 mana. All right. These are some things that we haven't gone over yet. So here is Arcanist. Add 1 colorless. Spend this to only cast instant sorcery spells. It's a 1/3 for a 2-dropper. All right, we're going to move on right here. We've already seen this dude, Bone Pit Brute. We've already seen Ranger's Guile, Crypt Lurker. We've already seen that. And again, if you want me to stop on a card, you can go ahead and do that. We've already seen Citizen Training. We've already seen this Lifelink guy. Yeah, we've already seen that one as well. Tamon's Crypt. So, a reprint. Uncommon. You sacrifice the Crypt. Let's get up in personal right here. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Do you hear that, Cauldron familiar? Do you hear that? Okay. All right. The other uncommon right here is Indulging Patrician. It costs 1 colorless and a black and a white. It's a Vampire Noble. It's a 1/4. Let's get up in personal. It's got flying. It's got lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. Yeah, that's nasty if you got Veto on the board. But like a little vampire deck. Here is Teferi's Tutelage. Alright, so whenever this enters the battlefield, so okay, first off, it's 3 mana. Alright, let's get up in personal. Alright. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, then discard a card. When you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. Build a nice mill deck. And we get a Temple of Mystery, another reprint from M21 It's the simic. When it comes into play, scry. All right. And then right behind that, we get a foil Havoc. Well, I can read it for you. It's a Havoc gesture, but I think the amount of light that I have on here. So let me grab a card that's a control and simply just have you, let's see if it'll come into play. Come into focus. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, it's that one card it's a 3/3, or excuse me, it's a 5/5. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target, and it costs 5 mana. So there it goes. All right, then of course we just get that little scry land, right? Or we get that little land that you just gain life, and then we get a beast token. So, Let me just put these in a little pile right here. So far, we got a Chandra, but let's move on. Here's a Liana, so we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on trucking here. Alright, so here's a Celestial Enforcer. Tap target creature. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with flying. Alright, Capture Sphere. We've already been over that one. Thrill Possibility. This is a massive reprint. So for 2 mana, as additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. We've already been over this. Valerius Steed. Here's a Vine. Here's another Shock. Here's a Sabertooth Mauler. It's good for limited. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Mauler and untap it. That's even your opponent. So, it's really not that bad. We got a Dub. We got another Stinger. Cultivate. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put one of them onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. Pretty good card. It's starting to actually get a lot of play here. We've already seen this. Light of Promise. And our rare Leafkin Avenger. So it's a 4/3 for a 4. And then add 1 green for each creature you control with a power 4 or greater. And then you can pay 8. And it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. Oh, and we got a Veto. He's not mythic, guys. He's rare. He's just a rare. Veto, Thorn of Dusk Rose. So he's a 3 for a 1/3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. You can pay 5. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Yeah, so he's a wrecker. So let's say you have a 5/5, a 4/4, and a 1/1. You pay 5, you swing, your opponent blocks, kills your creatures. Doesn't matter. They'll take that 5 from the 5/5, the 4 from the 4/4, and the 1 from the 1/1 because you're going to gain life. And then when you gain life, they lose that much life. All right, and then we get a foil Enthralling Hold. You pay 5, or excuse me, it's not rare. It's uncommon, my bad. Yeah, so enchant creature, you can't choose. Okay, you can't choose an untapped creature as the spell's target as you cast it. You control enchant creature. So this is like a bad version of Control Magic. If you look up Control Magic and what that was, and of course we get the Swamp, and then we just get a plug by Wizards. So there we are. So we're going to keep on rolling on. All right. So right here we have Frantic Inventory, pretty good common, so we're back to that. Here's right here, Crash Through, so we'll move on from that. Fiend Imp, move on from that. Pride Malkin. Short Sword. Finishing Blow. Rookie Mistake. There's a Tuffle. Daybreak Charger. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. 2 for a 3/1. That's actually not bad. By today's standards, not that good, but it's really not a bad card. Mine Rot. Meteorite. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. Add 1 mana of any color. Problem, costs 5. That's the problem. Faith Fetters. Enchant permanent. So for 4 mana, enchant permanent. When this enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Enchant permanent can't attack or block, and his activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So basically, it's like a pacifism with gain 4 life, but you pay 2 more mana to do it. So, yeah. And this dude right here, we're starting to see a little bit more of this in green-white. Right here, the counter decks. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. When it dies, you gain life equal to its power. Kind of like a watered-down hardened scales on a creature. If you remember hardened scales. Ooh, this is a mythic. Discontinuity. As long as your turn, the spell costs 4 less to cast, so it costs 2. You exile a person's turn. So let's get up in there a little bit closer here. What they mean by exile, or you end their turn. Exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size, damage wears off, and this turn and end of turn. So you can counter a spell with this. Did you know that? You can actually, when they cast something out, you could actually just cast this out, end their turn before it hits the battle, and it dies. Or you could actually cast Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath. Like, I think I have one sitting around here. Or is it Euro Titan? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay, yeah. Like this guy right here. You can actually just cast down Euro Titan. Okay. Well, you know it's a Euro Titan, right? It's just going to be hard to come in with that. It's got the case on it. Okay. So, like, you see how Euro Titan, when it enters the battlefield, but it dies? When it enters the battlefield, you have to sacrifice it unless it escaped. Well, all you have to do, honestly, you can cheat it. With this card right here, as long as your turn, the spell costs 4 less to cast, so it only costs 2 mana. You can cast your Euro Titan, cast this on top of it, and the Euro Titan will enter the battlefield, and you won't have to worry about it going into your graveyard for its escape cost. So it's like a neat little trick that you can do. Right? It's like a neat little trick. All right. So that was pretty good. And then we get one of those lands that just gain life, and then we get a token. So, all right, let's jump into the next pack. That was just convenient that I had a Euro Titan just sitting around. All right, I'm gonna open this pack. Yeah, with the camera, I'm gonna have to get a better. It's the field of view. Like, I could lift this, like, so, like, you see how I can, like, pick this up, but its field of, like, its field of view is still going to remain what it is. And this is the reason why this camera is... It's widely used as a webcam because it's utterly efficient by YouTubers. But then you can kind of tell it's... I don't... Does a view look better than you? You can tell me. But it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Throw a possibility. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, okay? Yeah, that's a pretty good common. Alright, Revitalize. We'll just move through these. Opt. Okay, that's going in the good common pile. Rise again. Snare Spinner. Rookie Mistake. Mind Rot. Scorching Dragonfire. That actually goes in the good common spot. Forgotten Sentinel. Warded. So it's got Defender, attack creature you control, get +1/+0 till end. You know, not bad. I mean, for limited. Okay, Experimental Overload. Okay, so cost 4. And let's get right into it. Create an XX blue and red weird creature token, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Then you may return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Exile it. The card. Okay, another Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Cauldron Familiar. Alright. Eliminate. Okay. Rada, Heart of Keld. Okay, so it's a 3 mana, 3 dropper. So it's a 3/3 for 3. But let's look closer. Okay, so it's a legendary elf warrior. As long as your turn, it has first strike. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands from the top of your library. Pretty good in a ramp deck. Pay 6, it gets +X until end turn, where X is the number of lands you control. So it's really meant to be in a ramp deck. I think, like, Gruul, right now, Gruul Spellbreaker at the 3 spot is the card right there. So, again, not a bad rare. And then these are the lands that, like, yeah, Blossoming Sands, and then a cat token. Alright, so let's move right along here. If the pack will open. Alright, there's that dude. Already been through him. Crash through. Blood Glutton. Malkin, Pitching Devils. Legion Judgment. The Wishcoin Crab. Gale Swooper. Life Goes On. Rewind. Again, good uncommon. Skyward Sniper. He's a 1/2 for 1. He's got reach. Pay 3, deals 1 damage to target creature with flying. Reign of Revelation. And then Animal Sanctuary. So this is the one where you can add 1 colorless, Put a +1/+1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. I think that would have had more firepower had the companion. Remember Kahira? It's the one companion, and then there's an island, and there's a banged up sapperling token. Yeah, so I think when we had Kahira, the orphan guard, remember it was that companion where you basically just get here, we'll just kind of put these packs over here. Try to create this a little bit more better, so we'll just kind of stack the packs. What's crazy is that we've only gotten one of these swamps, like one of these special art land, you know? It's kind of the crazy part. Just looking through everything here. Okay. So, let me see here. All right. So, let me go ahead. Here's a foil right here. Let me try to set this over here so we can just bring out some more packs and just kind of do it that way. Let me see if I increase the field of view. And I just don't think it matters with this camera. Does the increased field of view make a difference? I'm looking at it. I don't see a difference. Maybe you guys do. Okay. I don't. All right, so let's go ripping through these packs again. So it's kind of weird. We only drew like one alternate art land, you know. So that was the big thing on that. Okay, so right here we're just gonna go through it really quick. Here's the Alpine Watchdog. Okay, that's a common. Here's that. Sure Strike. And we'll just fly through the commons here. Makeshift Battalion. Bloodgutton. Track Down. Okay, so this one's not bad. Scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card or a land card, draw a card. So if you're playing green or Gruul, you know, that's actually a pretty good common. Destroy target tap creature, swift response. Again, there's a Tort Ogre, the reprint. Okay, we've already been through these right here. Gnarled Sage. Unleash Fury. Okay, so this is a card again when we want 7 and 2. When I had the early access at M21. Thanks Wizards for the previews account. All right, so double the power of target creature until end of turn. Yeah, you just have a trampler, and there you go. So, bam for you. Right here is Wingmare. It's a 3 for 2/1. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. So, there's that. Right here is this dude, Kinetic Augur. For 4, so it's 4 and it's star 4. Let's get up a little personal into that card right there. Okay, so it's got trample. Its power is equal to the number of instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, discard up to 2 cards, so you can draw that many cards. So, okay, this thing. So this is a mythic. It's Fury Emancipation. Okay, so let's just. So it's cost 6 mana, as you can see. Let's get a little closer into that one. And there you go. If it's source you control, it's a source. It could be a 1/1 creature. Doesn't matter. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple the damage to that permanent or player instead. How that is not played with somebody has not come up with something special is kind of crazy. And then we get a swamp, and then wah wah wah, a Griffin token. All right. Let's kind of open the pack. Again, let me know how the footage. Okay, so we're gonna go right here. Da da da. Let's see. Okay, Defiant Strike. Okay, already in there. Can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more creatures, or excuse me, cards this turn. Sure Strike. Again, more defense. Target is +3 and +0, and First Strike. Yep. So we're going to kind of fly through the commons now. And this dude right here, Flash, gets +1/+1 if you spend 3. 2/1. Again, tag creatures you control get +1/+0. Elvish, so I almost said Elvish Visionary. Llanowar Visionary. Enters battlefield, draw a card, and you tap it for 1, but it's a 2/2 for 3, so I don't know. Okay, so right here, Fear of the Bitten. So enchant creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each turn of Fable for 1 mana. So that's where you can grab, like in Limited, a bunch of like a little creatures and just load it up on that. Okay, we actually get a Prismite right here. Add 1 mana of any color. Another Unleash Fury. Double the power of target creature until end of turn. Okay, right here, Carrion Grub. Yeesh. Okay, Carrion Grub, it gets +X/+0, where X is the number. Actually, X is the greatest power among creature cards in your graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. Okay. Put that in the common spot. Then we have Teferi's Tutelage. And again, of course, when it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. And right behind it is a Baron Archmage. Okay, so he's legendary. He costs 3 mana. He's a 2/2. And when he enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put to your hand from the battlefield this turn, draw a card. Yeah, I can't think of any synergies with that. Can you? Alright. There's that, and there's that. So we'll crack open another pack right there. Let's see if that comes in. Will you come in? Okay, so the card is Read the Tides, and this doesn't want to read. It should be coming in the focus. Okay, there you go. Wowzers. Okay, that was a rough one. Okay. Right here, right here, Destructive Tampering. Secure the Scene. Rise Again. Colossal Dreadmaw. Masked Blackguard. Another Elvish Visionary. Another Prismite. Another Duress. that's not coming in, but that's Legion's Judgment. That's blurry as crap. Okay. Okay, so here we get the uncommons. We have Duzaki Elder. So it's got 2 mana. It's a 1/2. It's got Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And you can cast several non-creature spells and get +1/+1 for each of those. And then whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Alright. And right here, we got Siege Striker. It's a double strike for 3 mana. It's a 1/1. Whenever it attacks, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature tapped this way. So pretty good in a little weenie deck. You just make this guy pretty big. Kind of cool. Alright, here's a Havoc Gesture. We already seen him. In the rare, another Volcanic Salvo. So, yep. So we already seen one of those right there. And then behind that is that and that. Oops. And my camera's like, you know what? We don't like that Volcanic Salvo. So let me straighten this out. I'm trying to get the greatest field of view. Have I pulled you a Mythic yet? We pulled 2 Mythics actually so far, right? Yeah, we pulled 2. All right, so here's a card that doesn't want to come into focus. Where's my Ginger Brute? You know what? I'm just going to use Sonic Blast as my control, because maybe it's Sonic Blast will get it in. Okay, yeah, it will. Look at that. Ah, look at my brain. Okay. Alpine Watchdog. Okay, we've already been there. Arcanist. Bone Pit Brute. Pegasus. Walking Corpse. Oh, okay, Goris. Yeah, we opened up Veto actually. We opened up Veto, but he's not Mythic. Sabertooth Mauler. Eternal Scarring. Okay, so right here's Griffin Airy. So at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life, create a 2/2 Griffin token with flying. Okay, for 2 mana, yeah, not all that bad. Okay, so here's Shipwrecker Drowser. So you got Prowess. Let's get closer for that right here. Okay, so it costs 5 mana. It's a 3/3. Okay, good. All right, so he's got Prowess, and when he enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. All right. All right, and again, this is seeing more and more play, more and more play. Conclave Mentor. Again, it's a 2/2 for 2. And if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. When this dies, you gain life equal to its power. Good for a counter deck. And our rare, come on, be a Teferi Master of Time. Come on. Is that our 3rd temple of Melody? Make up behind it. Ooh, okay, you know what? Alright. I'm down. Alright. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, so let's bring this in closer. So it's a 1/1 for a 1-dropper. Okay, so we're going to have to bring my Sonic Blast in here just to control it. Alright. Okay, make it come into focus. Look at our brain. Mine's our 2020. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, so it's a human rogue. Whenever Enforcer or a rogue enters the battlefield under your control. Remember that flipper? You gain 3 life, or you pay 3 life, you flip a coin. If you win, you deal 6. Well, that's a rogue too. Bloodthirsty Airless, that's a rogue. Rankle, that's a rogue. There are so many rogues in this format. It's just great. Anyway, so whenever this or a rogue enters the battlefield, you mill 2 cards. Then as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, this gets +2/+1, has Death Touch. And then we go back to the whatever and Goblin Wizard. Get a Prowess token. It's not a bad pull. It's not bad. You know, Gorse, I've tried to mess with this camera. I don't think I can get it any... I've tried to raise it, and it just seems like I think its field of view is just this. You know, like, it's just the camera's field of view is just this. Alright, so, throw a possibility. You gain 3, and revitalize. Opt, we'll put that in the good comment section. I have a good comment section I'm firing over here. Alright, right here is Death Bloom Talad. Yeah, they're hard to focus. And let's see here. This one's got reach. Snare Spinner. Radiant Fountain. Browsing Reed. Goblin Arsonist. Sky Scanner. Gale Swooper. Yeah, this thing right here, Witch's Cauldron. Sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life, draw a card. I don't know, I don't see a place for it. Hellkite Punisher. Good gosh. It's like a Shivon Dragon for 1 more. Basically, that's what it is. Is a Shivon Dragon with 1 more power and toughness and 1 more mana. Here's a Wildwood Scourge. So 1X, and it basically enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on another non-Hydra you control, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Oh, Teferi Master of Time. Oh, I saw that before you guys saw it. Oh. That I was like a race car to that one. I was like, because you know how we're talking about focus. I'm like, oh, maybe the next card needs to be I'm like, it's Teferi Master of Time. That's what was going through my mind. Okay, so this, do I have to grab? Let me grab. You know what? Maybe my sinkhole works better. Maybe my sinkhole because it's black. There you go. Okay. Teferi Master of Time. Okay, so 4 mana. You may activate this. Activate loyalty abilities of Teferi Master of Time on any player's turn. Anytime you can cast an instant, you draw a card, then discard a card. Target creature you don't control phases out. Okay, so what phase out means, guys? Okay, so I dealt with this early on in Magic the Gathering. There's a there's a card called a Blinking Spirit, and there's another card called Morphling. Okay, so when a card phases out, they don't leave the battlefield. Everything attached to them stays attached to them, and they're not affected by summoning sickness. So if you think you're going to phase something out, the next turn they can't attack with it, you're wrong. Unless it originally had summoning sickness. All right, so that's kind of what phase out means. Then you -10, take 2 extra turns. And then behind it, of course, is a Simic land card. And then a beast. That's just saying play Simic. It's just like play it. Like do it. Okay. I don't know what Teferi Master of Time's going at. I don't know. I can't pretend like I know the prices. But I've been telling people, don't buy the pre-release prices. Don't. Yeah, so that was a nice pull. Teferi Master of Time. Yeah. But I was telling people, don't... Like, that Gargroth... That, it was pre-released $12. Now it's down to $6. Don't buy the pre-releases. They'll bite you. And after tournaments, after big tournaments, because people want to buy that card, and then the price spikes, and then after about a month later, it kind of deflates. And you know what? That pull deserved the Joker. Put a smile on that face. Okay. Little lame, I know. But you're watching somebody open up pack cards, so we're all lame. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see. The Steed. Read the Tides. Destructive Tampering. Secure the Scene. Rise Again. I literally read this card. I'm like, secure the scene. Okay. Rise Again. Colossal. Then we got Gnarled Sage. Roaming Ghostlight. Another Mauler. I like that card for limited. First uncommon is the Wingmare. Non-creature spells you control. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, so it hurts you and your opponent. Angelic Ascension. I've actually seen people use this on their own creatures. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Its controller gets a 4/4 white flying creature token with flying. I've seen people pop this in limited. They'll nail their own creature, create a 4/4 flyer. That's the most use I've seen of that card. Dire Fleet, Warmonger. At the beginning combat of your turn, you may it's a 3/3 for a 3 drop. All right, then we'll get a little closer in this one. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, it gets +2/+2 and gains trample till end of turn. And it's Orc Pirate. And then we get another Hooded Blight Fang. So this is for a 4. It's a 3-dropper for a 1/4 death touch, and we'll get right into that. Whenever a creature you control with death touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So pretty good. Then whenever a creature you control with death touch deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. So yeah, not bad. And then we get a planes, and then we get a plug from Wizards. It's free to play, standard draft, sealed or more. Play anyone, anywhere, anytime. So we get a token. All right, now let's grab the left side. You're not done. Nope, we'll move the commons. We'll move the little peasants over. It's a $60 card right now. Yeah, well, you figure this pack came with, and I told people you want to buy this early on the pre-release, right? You want to buy the first runs, right? And I said that with Ikoria box opening, and I said that for M21. And the reason why is you want to buy the first print runs is because, look, my box came with this. A foil. We're gonna have to grab a. Let me grab a Sonic Blast. Maybe that'll bring it in. See, that Sonic Blast comes in beautifully. But yeah, Ren and Siri, you get a foil one of these for free. It's just, I don't know. The first print runs, you definitely want to get because it comes with those things. And my camera's like, you know what? Yeah, if you guys saw my setup, you would literally. You would literally be like, how does he do this? I have all the hardware. Doesn't mean I set it up proper. Okay, right here. So that's a common. That's a common. It's a common. By the way, guys, I hope you have a happy 4th of July if you do celebrate it. Pretty good and limited. Roman Ghostlight. 1/1 lifelinker. You pay 5. He gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Again, Saber-Tooth Mauler. Pretty good. Infernal Scarring. Pretty good. Okay, our first uncommon, Skyway Sniper. This is a 1/2 for 1. It's got reach, pay 3. Deals 1 damage to target creature with flying. I think because the reason why it's not common is because you don't have to tap it to activate its ability. That would be my guess. Here's a Sanctum. Here's the red shrine. Let's get closer to that. Discard a land or a shrine card, and this deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of shrines you control. Oh, and then it's like, you know what? You don't like that shrine? We'll give this. So this costs 3 at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. At X mana of any color, where X is the number of shrines you control. Maybe the better shrine, actually. And what's a rare? Temple of Silence. I think that's the 6th Scryland that we pulled. 3 of them being Temple of Malede. There's a Griffin. All right. So we'll open this up. Here is Burn Bright. And that's like what I feel like with all these lights burning down on me. I don't know if you can tell how many shadows there are on my hands, but I have a lot of light on me. And I can actually feel the heat coming off of them. All right. So right here is a Rambunctious Mutt. Spined Megalodon. This is actually shocking and limited. Goblin Wizardry. Here's just a good 7/3 5-dropper for limited. Alright, we've already been over that one. We've already been over that one. Oh, an art, alternate art. Cool. Alright. Well, we'll put him in the other one. Okay. Roaming Ghostlight. Alright, our uncommon in this one, another Golem. So again, this is a 3/5 for a 5-dropper. You can pay 2, put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. I'm not gonna lie, I can't see this getting play. I don't even know how, like, why you would play that card. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Now that, yeah. Okay, this one's kind of cool in limited. So it's called Battle Rattle Shaman, and it is a Goblin Shaman. It's 4. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may have target creature get +2/+0 until end turn. The reason why that's so important, because you start to notice a lot of the creatures in the deck, where if they have 4 or greater, something happens. So this can be like the little igniter. All right, can we do another Teferi double Tef? Oh, Baneslayer Angel. Okay. Flying, first strike, lifelink, protection from demons and dragons. All right. Is Baneslayer Mythic? I don't know if Baneslayer is Mythic. Then, of course, we just get the Blackwater Dismissal and Soldier. Is Baneslayer Mythic? I have no clue. Alright. Deals 5 damage to any target. Destroy all equipments attached to, or destroy all equipment attached to that creature. Okay. Secure the scene. Arcanist. Destructive Tampering. Destroy target artifact. Dead Bloom Thallid. Titanic Growth. Village Rites. One of the better commons in the set. As additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. It's like, yeah, you can sacrifice a Cauldron Familiar, draw 2 cards. I like that one. Just enters the battlefield, draw a card. Creature gets +1/+0 and trample. Yep. Yep. Substantiate. Nice Scrabble word. but you just return target spell or creature to its owner's hand. But that'd be a good Scrabble word. If you can pull that off, you hit like triple. You'd hit like double letter, triple word. All right. We already saw that one not too long ago. We already saw the Shaman not too long ago. And a Temple of Triumph. So that's our 7th temple, I believe, that we've pulled. Anything behind it? Nope. A lot of temple. A lot of temple. Let me put these commons. All right. Come on, Teferi. That'd be insane if we get 2 Teferis. That'd be insane. Because I think Baneslayer's got to be a mythic, right? So if Baneslayer is a mythic, we've pulled 4 mythics already. It's been a 4 mythic pack so far. All right. Burn Bright. Rambunctious Mutt. Another nice Scrabble word. Village Rites. Okay. Alternate Art. Garox Gorehorn. So we'll put that over here. Alright. Forgotten Sentinel. Scorching Dragonfire. Again, another reprint. Silent Dart. Run Afoul. Again, Paladin Mirror. Again, if they make mirrors a thing, add 2 cards. You could ramp into Ugin pretty quickly if you just keep on playing with some mirrors. If they reprint some more mirrors too, that would be a good one. And Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Again, it's pay 6, tap target creature. This costs 1 less to cast for each shrine you control. Cost this shrine is 1. Oops. Thrashing Brontodon. It's a 3/4 for a 3 mana. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. So, you know, it's not bad. And then our rare is the Rogue. We pulled a foil one of these. So let me grab my... Okay, so does it come into focus? Okay. So when this Enforcer enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards or another Rogue. So if you have multiple of these on and you cast Rogues, you're milling your opponent like crazy. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, this gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch. So, not bad. And then we get a nice foil mount. Actually, that's a really nice foil. Pretty nice. And then there's an island. Just gotta move that over there. Put it over there. That is a nice foil mountain. Am I really gonna have to bring this in? Okay, so there's that goes. Crash through. There that goes. Got a little Alpine Watchdog. Arcanist. Blood Glutton. Track down. Really good common. Gnarl Sage. Turret Ogre. Alright, Fierce Rise. So, this costs 3 mana. At the beginning of your end step, let's get getting closer here. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature card with 4 or greater, exile top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile. So this is really good for limited play. So this is a Gorman for 6 mana. It's a 5/5 flyer. So let's kind of like look into this a little bit here. So as an additional cost to cast a spell, you have to sacrifice a creature. It's got flying, it has trample. When it enters battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. So if you can get this off in limited, pretty good. What's our rare going to be? Nope, this is going to be an uncommon still. So this right here is an Aven Gaggle Master. Okay, so it's 5 mana. It's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. And right here, Sublime Epiphany. Excuse me. All right, so my bad. So here you go. Coming to play. Choose one or more. Counter target spell, counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Target player draws a card. So it does just a lot. That's our rare. That's our plains, and that's that. Alright. So, my camera's like, so, you know what? Alright. I gotta do this a lot better. Okay. So right here is we have this right here, Tome. So we'll just kind of go through these a little bit here. Battalion, Sure Strike, Opt, put in a good common pile, Titanic Growth. Ballad, Hunter's Edge, Wall of Runes, it's a reprint. Swift Response, destroy target tap creature. Ogre. Alright. So this is an uncommon, and all creatures you control get -2/-2 till end of turn. All creatures get, so not just yours. And remove 2 loyalty counters from each planeswalker. So not bad. Alternate art. Liliana's Devotee. All zombies you control get +1/+0. Cost 3 mana. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Here's Shipwreck Drowser. And Conspicuous Snoop. So, he's a 1/1 goblin. He's a rogue. And then you play with top card of your library revealed. You may cast goblin spells from the top of your library as long as the top card of your library is a goblin card. Snoop has all activated abilities of that card, so pretty good. Then there's that and that. Alright. Oops. So we'll crack open another pack. So So far, we got Teferi Master of Time. Seven temples. And then, what else we got? We got 7 temples. I think we got 7. So far, I think we got 4 mythics. Alright, so let's start with this. Okay. Here's that 4/2 Ogre. Celestial Enforcer. And again, alternative art of Leon as Steward. Actually put that card over here. Alright, here's a Vine. These are just the commons. Radiant Fountain. Tuvel Snout. Finishing Blow. Short Sword. Goblin Arsonist. Daybreak Charger. Okay, Group's Uprising. So this is good and limited. So it's 3 mana, and let's get into this card. When it enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have Trample. Whenever a creature with 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Yeah, it's perfect for limited. Agoras. You pulled a turn 3 win with that goblin. Kiki Jiki. Yeah. Tide Skimmer. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures with flying, draw a card. Alright. Then here's right here, Heartfire Immolator. Let's see if that comes in. There's a lot of light shining down on that one. Anyway, this thing it's got prowess. It's a 2/2. Then you can sacrifice, and it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. What's our rare gonna be? So we pulled. I think is this our second or third one? Shacklegeist. So it's a 2/2. It's got flying. It can only block creatures with flying. You can tap 2 untapped spirits you control. Tap target creature you don't control. And then we just get a mountain. And then that. Let's see how many packs we have to go. So let's pull from here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 remaining. Boink. Yeah, Kiki Jiki, what, he just clones? If I can remember that right. Let me put all this in a pile. Don't mess it up. So I think so far, for our rares, let me move these uncommons out of y'all. So for our rares, and this is kind of gonna be hard to see, but we've gotten this. We've gotten, well, that's not a rare, that's alternative art. We've gotten, we got the Snoop, Thieves Guild Enforcer, and that's just alternate art. There's a Temple, Baneslayer. I think Baneslayer is Mythic, isn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking it's Mythic. So that's 1. Another Temple, Bloodfang, Teferi. He's definitely Mythic. It's 2 Mythics. Another Temple, Salvo. That's Mythic. So that's what am I on? 3 Mythics. 1 Mythic. 2 Mythics. Yeah, 3. Isn't that crazy? We only pulled one of those special lands. That's Mythic. Okay, so that's our 4th Mythic. Veto is actually common. Or, excuse me, rare. Just regular rare. Another Temple. That's Mythic. So we have 5 Mythics. Okay. Containment Priest. Alright. Yep, so we have 5 Mythics so far. So, not bad. Can we shoot for 6? Can this be a 6 Mythic rare pack box? Yeah, the swamps are good. The thing is, they're so rare. You know, they're just so rare. Oops. Okay. Battalion. Opt. I put that. There's like a pile over here that I call good commons. Cur. Notice Cur doesn't go in the good commons section. But what I deem a good common may not translate to what you deem a good common. Yeah, my camera just doesn't want to pick that up at all. Magmut. Skeleton Archer. Return of Nature. Okay. Sanctum of Calm Waters. So this is cost 4. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. If you do, discard a card. And we have Meteorite. Thrashing Brontodon. So, not bad on commons. Let's see what our rare is. And our rare. Come on. Necromentia. Okay, so cost 3. Yeah. So you choose a card name. Now, here's the thing. You don't get to look at their hand first. So it's not like one of those cards where you look at their hand, then choose a card name. No, you have to choose a card name straight out the gate. Choose a card name other than a basic land card. So you can actually name a non-basic land. You search target opponent's graveyard, hand, or library for any number of cards with a name and exile them. Target player shuffles their library. Then creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each card exiled from their hand. Not from... So if you exile from their library, it's just from their hand. So that goes in the rare. And then we have a nice foil. Faith of Resistance. And if you guys could actually see this foil and how crazy this foil looks, I don't know if I'm capturing that on camera. But, like, I don't know if you see the color change. Like, it's like... This is a really good foil. Oh, and then we pull the Oddity Forest. And then we get a Knight. You play Commander? Yeah, I'm not a Commander player. I never got into... I like trading with people with Commander. And you know why? Because they'll see a card. And I'll look at that card and say, why is that card worth $10? And they're like, well, let me tell you. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. Do you want to make a trade? And then the cards that I like, they don't care. Cancel. Some people might want to do that to their 2020. All right, well, we'll go Hobble Fiend. All right, Revitalize. Maybe some people need that. Liliana Stewart. This is what I was talking about with those with 4 mana for 4 power. So this says as long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it can attack as though it didn't have defender. So like again, going into that one card that I said that can give creatures +2/+0. Here's this guy right here, Magmut. Return of Nature, reprinted so many times. Grasp of Darkness. I could swear that was an uncommon. Wasn't that uncommon like 3 years ago? Target creature gets -4/-4. Teferi's Protege. Okay, a first uncommon in this pack, Griffin Airy. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 Griffin token with flying. All right. This is a geyser, but it's hard to come in, so I might have to grab. Sonic Blast, he seems to do well with that adjustment. Volcanic Geyser. There used to be a thing called Brain Geyser. It'd be 2x, target player draws X cards. Well, this deals X damage to any target. Brittle Form. We've already been over this. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it becomes a 3/3, pretty much. Pay 3, scry 1. Rare. Ruin. Well, that's actually pretty good. Ruin Hail. Pretty good modern staple. So it costs 2 mana, but let's look at it closer. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a card name. You have protection from the chosen name. You can't be targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything with that name. So, yeah. Not bad. And then, there's that. Alright. So do you play more Commander, or do you play more Standard? I guess. Alright, there's Spine Megalodon. There's the Wizardry. Fear of Resistance. Duress. Rousing Reed. Sky Scanner. Cage Zombie. Spellgorger Weird. Our first uncommon. Traitorous Greed. Gain control. So this is like a kind of like the active treason right here. So okay, so let me see if I can get this in here. Nope. Okay, so you gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste, and then you add 2 mana of any color. This is a sorcery. Okay, so here's Alpine Hound Master. Alright, so it's a 2 mana, 2/2. And then let's get closer into the text. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Alpine Watchdog and or a card named Igneous Cur. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Then when this attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end turn where X is the number of other attacking creatures. Okay, and then here's this one. This gets play. Watcher of Spheres. Flying. Creature spells with flying you cast costs what wants to cast. Whenever another creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, Watcher of Spheres gets +1/+1 until end turn. Is a 2/2 for 2. And then right here, Sanctum of All. Costs all mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library for a land, or you search your library or graveyard for a shrine card and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If an ability or another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, that triggers an additional time. So that's going to go in our rare slot. And I don't think that's a myth. I mean, is that a mythic? I don't know if that shrine's a mythic or not. I will tell you, though, the foils coming out of M21, I'm not going to lie to you, they, like, even the foil mountain, I'm sorry, I'm just getting rid of some of these packs. Like, even the foil mountain, and let me just get rid of this, like, let me put this box up here. Maybe that'll create some more room. Actually, let me just get rid of this box, period. Yeah, let me just take this box out. Create more space, actually. Okay, so... yeah, hit on the back. Okay. So we're going to go into some of our last packs. Alright. I need my Sonic Blast control. Okay. Turn to snag. Secure the scene. Here's the Arcanist. Destructive Tampering. Arcanist Gift. Ranger's Guide. Grasp of Darkness. Hey, I'll take that at the common spot. I'll take Grasp of Darkness. Yeah, but all these foils, they're coming out like, they're coming out really good. Okay, right here. So Invigorating Surge, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then double the +1/+1 counters. I'm surprised the Serpent Coil hasn't gotten this one yet, and it might in the future. Stone Coil Serpent. Here's Fierce Empath. It's a 1/1 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a creature card with converted cost 6 or greater. Put that, reveal it, and shuffle your library. So this man's on a one-man mission here. Here's Warden of the Woods. Vigilance. 5/7. When it becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw 2 cards. Basically, it says pain in the heck to get rid of. In the rare. Fabled Passage. And then that. Wow, this is... I mean, we've hit... what, 5 mythics? Teferi Master of Time. Some alternate arts. I don't know. This has been a pretty legit pack. Pretty good. We start off with another cancel. Scorching Dragonfire. I'll take it at the common spot. Silent Dart. Okay, Chandra's Pyroling. So okay, so right here. So it's 2-drop. It's a 1/3. Let's look into this even closer. When a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, it gets +1/+0 and gains double strike until end of turn. And this one, we'll just call it Haze. It costs 3. You choose one. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Remove 2 loyalty counters from each planeswalker. Havoc Gesture. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target. And are we coming up on our rare? Oh, another temple. Oh, and a foil. Oops. And my camera's like, you know what? Yeah. Okay. And then we get that land. But if you look at the foils, they're coming out pretty solid. You know? I don't know. The foil mountain, I think, was the best one so far that we had. I think that was like the best. All right, and here is our last pack. But yeah, that so far we pulled a Teferi Master of Time. Fabled Passage. I think we pulled 8 temples. Those lands that come into play tapped. Yeah, so I'd say, I don't know, it's pretty good. Feet of Resistance. Yeah, seen that. Okay, Lofty Denial. Pretty cool. We use this on our Simic Flash deck that we want 7 and 2 with. As we're testing out decks for the Pro Tour Qualifier. Alright, turn to Snag. Alright. I'll also be in the Red Bull. Got invited to that as well. Alright, so here's the Imp. Scorching Dragonfire. I'll take that at the common spot. Forgotten Sentinel. Probably will be forgotten. Not gonna lie. Pretty good in limited. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. And then my camera's like, you know what? I don't like that. This is what happens, guys, when you do things live. Like, you don't realize like all the edits that we do. But, yeah, when you do things live, you don't have the luxury of that. Alright, so then right here we have... I'm going to have to grab my Sonic Blast. Just, oops. Give me 1 second. We're having what's called technical difficulties. So let me grab this. Let me grab that. And let's refocus. This is my control, the Sonic Blast. Because typically he brings things into focus better. Okay, there we go. He's grabbing his head like I just am right now. Okay. Lost Breath. Fear of the Bitten. Tempered Veteran. So, okay, we'll look at this a little closer because he's uncommon. Okay, so Tempered Veteran. He's a 2-drop. He's a 2-dropper for a 1/2. And let's get closer. He's a human knight. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Or you can pay 6 and put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So, yeah. Bolt Hound. So basically it's a 3-drop. It's a 2/2. It's got haste. And then whenever the Hound attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And I think this is going to be the rare here. Nope, it's the uncommon. It's our last uncommon. So Enthralling Hold basically is like control magic from back in the day. Except this one's like just way more restrictive. It's an uncommon, 5 mana, and enchant creature. You can't choose an untapped creature as the spell's target as you cast it. You gain control of enchanted creature. It doesn't even have flash, so it's kind of a... And then our rare, our third one, Ghostly. So basically, so it's not a bad card. Okay, so it's for it's a 2/1 for a 2-dropper, as you can tell. You get up closer. He is a rogue. Whenever, we'll just call him Ghostly, becomes untapped, you can pay 2. If you do, you draw a card. So basically, you attack with him, pay 2, untap him, you draw a card. Whenever opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, you draw a card. Notice the pattern with this card? Okay, you can discard a card and it can't be blocked this turn. And we get a cliff, and we get a bird. Okay. So, we'll count everything up, and then we'll look at the mythics. So let me see. Let me just pull these uncommons. Let me just pull these commons out of here. Let me pull the commons out, and then we'll go over the rares really quickly. Yeah, that's a common. And I want to show you the foils. There was a foil mountain in here. Okay. It's somewhere in here. All right, let me try to find it really quick. Sorry about that. Okay, here's what the foil island looks like. But I'm trying to look for the foil mountain. Oh, there's the planes that we pulled. Trying to find. Here, these are all the commons. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think you pull one of each in each box. I think you pull one of each of those special lands. Now that I'm actually just thinking about it in my head. Because I know we pulled the forest. I know we pulled the swamp. We didn't pull the mountain. That's the one we did not pull. Alright, so it must be in the uncommon slot or something. Alright, so try to find it really quick. Okay, there we are. There's a foil mountain. Let me see if we pulled any of those other lands. Nope. Okay, so I'll just do this really quick. Okay. So here's what, and I really don't think my camera is doing any justice to this. Actually, I think it is now. That is like, that thing just glares right at you. So if you're a big foil fan, I would just say the foil lands like up a notch. Like all the foils I noticed, they stood out. Like just like that. So, yeah. The foil island. Like, do you see how the mountain just, like, kind of pokes out just so much greater? Like, if I were put, like, it just... And notice all these foils, they kind of have, like, an acrylic, like, when you move it, like, kind of, like, changes, like, colors in different areas. That's not just the lighting. That's here's the planes right here. It gets into detail. Okay. Well, let's look at the rares. Okay. So on the rares, we got the ghostly. We got one temple, fabled passage. Okay, I don't know if this is mythic. Sanctum of All. I have no idea if that's mythic. I'm gonna say it is. Okay. So we'll put that over there. Ruined Hollow. Nice little reprint. Okay, there's a forest, so that's what the forest looks like. You're like, well, that would be helpful if I could see it. Okay, that's what it looks like. Then we got the Ruined Hollow, Necromentia, Snoop, Guild Enforcer, another temple, Baneslayer, yeah, that's mythic. Another temple, Fang. Okay, we know Master of Time, that's mythic. Yeah, Goblin Enforcer just doesn't want to. Okay. Or Guild Enforcer. Alright, another temple. Okay, that's mythic. Okay, there's a swamp. So, alright. Animal Sanctuary, Keld, that's mythic, I know that. Vito's not. Another temple. Another temple, okay, I know that's mythic. Containment Priest. Chandra. I don't believe Chandra is mythic. So, oops. Doop. Okay, so here's what it looks like to me. You're going to get one of each land. Either, oops, here we go again. You're going to get one of each land. But it's either going to come in the form of foil. Now, I don't know this to be exact. I'm just going based upon what we pulled. Look, so do you see what I'm saying? we got each land, but 2 came in foil, 3 came in this. So I think you'll get each land. It just depends on how it comes. Right. The Mythics, I don't know off the top of my head. Like, so we have 1 Mythic, 2 Mythics, 3 Mythics, 4 Mythics, 5 Mythics. That's not Mythic. I don't know if Sanctum of All is Mythic or not. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know. That's not going to come in well. Yeah, there it is. So we have a 5 Mythic box, possibly 6. Teferi Master of Time. So you tell me what you think. How do you think we did? Plus, you know, again, we got this guy as the box. You know, buy a box. So that's kind of the damage that we did. I would give that a good... I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah. I'd say let's put a smile on that face. I think that was a good box. Yep. I think that was a good box. But anyway, yeah, we'll be opening up more boxes at a later date. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Also follow on Twitch. Yeah, so that is that. So what a good box. Happy July 4th, even if you don't celebrate it. Put Sonic Blast back. But hopefully that box kind of helped you determine if you want to buy a box or not. Like I said, how many temple lands did we pull? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we pulled 6 temple lands. Yeah, you're going to have that. We pulled... oh no, we pulled 2 Temple Miladies, 2 Temple Mastery, 2 Temple Mysteries. So you're gonna get those Scry lands. So that's what we saw with our box. Again, let me just check if that's a Mythic or not, and then let me see what's going. Let me see. Let me see if this Sanctum of All. I don't know if that's in the Mythic spot. I think that's just rare. So I think we got a 5 Mythic box, but again, Teferi Time Raveler, or excuse me. Teferi Master of Time. Was our guy right here. Bane Slayer, Chromatic Curry, Discontinuity, and then Fury Emancipation. So I think with that being said, yep, I think we did pretty good. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for following if you did. Thanks for subbing if you did. Again, we'll do a little bit more gameplay as we kind of get into everything here. But all right, well, am I playing tonight? I might. I might play tonight. I think, you know, I did 2 videos on YouTube. I hate doing like a lot of videos in one day. But I just kind of pump things out because of July 4th coming. You know, July 4th. But yeah, I might. Yeah, I might play tonight. Yeah, I don't like the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't like to blow up people's notifications like a lot. You know what I mean? I don't watch too much of YouTube, but I do. Like, I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to certain people, and like sometimes like when they make like 3 videos every day, I'm just like, okay, I can't do that. So I try to go for quality over quantity. But yeah, I might do some gameplay. I don't know, Gorse, what do you think? What do you think can be improved on the camera work? Like, from your opinion, just you really won't hurt my feelings on this one. Because I kind of just wing these videos. A little higher. Yeah, I'll have to find a tripod that's a little higher. Like, I'll try to elevate this thing. Like, watch, I think you'll see an elevation here in about 5 seconds. And then I'll come down. I mean, do you think that's better? I mean, I'm not saying that that's the angle that I would go with, but do you think that's... Yeah, I think the one, like I said, this is the Logitech. Yeah, and the thing is that these things, like I said, these are used on YouTube a lot. But like I said, what a lot of YouTubers just don't tell you, and like I'll give you like the little secret, is that they're, like I said, they're in that tiny little box, like, you know, at the edge of your, like at the edge of a screen, so you can't. It's so hard to tell the defects, but this camera would be worse if I didn't have the harsh light on it. But yeah, it's one of those like hard little things, and but yeah, so I'll definitely have to think about that next time. Going with I have a higher tripod somewhere, and see what I can do with the field of view. But I mean, could you read the cards? Yeah, if you want to have a good look. Yeah, I'm always open to criticism, but yeah. Okay, reading the cards. That's the main thing. You know what I mean? Like, if I did this pre-recorded, it would look 2 times better at least, but I just kind of wing it. So at least you're able to read the cards. But yeah, I do agree that the field of view on this thing is, yeah. So you get higher. I think getting higher might help it, but the field of view is going to be limited from east to west. A card reader? What do you mean by card reader? Like this? I mean, do you mean like get close like this? Is that what you mean by like a mini scanner? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think as like you're the viewer, because I like if I'm doing it down here, like if I back up like this, I'm assuming that you can't really read the card. So I just kind of yeah, and the thing is too with the settings of the webcam, just you have to really like the stock settings on the webcam. They're awful. Like you really like I had to go in and put it like 7/16 partial on color. I had to put it on like there's so many settings. I can't even remember all the settings I had to do. I had to like it had to like be like 5 or 6 different settings I had to manipulate just to even get it. I mean, is it fuzzy now? There's probably people on YouTube like, yeah, he's just showing off the Teferi Master of Time. Okay, yeah, so yeah, and what I do is I use a control. So like I'll use like like a sinkhole as a control. Like if a card's having, I use Ginger Brute actually. Ginger Brute's actually the better control. Like so, if something comes out of focus, like it'll come back into play. So I don't know. I kind of tinker with that stuff. But the one thing I could tell people is that really quick, like I said, if you're using Euro Titan and discontinue, I mean it's not the perfect combo, it's not the perfect marriage, but if you're using these two, you can actually oops, my camera's like, so let me just do this different this way. If you're using discontinuity, you can bring your Titan on the battlefield, pay 2, and it'll stay on the battlefield without dying. You know what I mean? So that's what you can do, because you can end your turn before your Titan goes into your graveyard, essentially, is what you can do. Yeah, and the white card works wonder. Yeah, the white card works wonders for controls. So again, what we saw here is that we pull all the lands right here. So we got all these lands, per se. We got 3 of the special ones, 2 of the foils. So I think you're going to get all 5, but you're not going to get, all 5 of these, per se. Yeah, that swamp is just lighting up like fire. I think the swamp and the foil mountain, because this foil mountain just like it just glistens. Like as soon as I saw this, I'm like, wow. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, it's just like in just the way it just has the different shades of color, like when you move, when you like flicker with it. Yeah, so the island doesn't seem to have that same thing. You know, the island, it's just like, I mean, it's got a little of it, but it doesn't. Like when I saw the island, I just kind of like, I just grabbed the island, I just put it with the other foils. Yeah, so I think that, and then here's, like I said, here's the forests, you know. Yeah, and then here's the plains. And the plains it's probably the most detailed one. Maybe it doesn't pop out the most, but the artwork, if you see it, like right here, like when it really comes in, like all the detail they had to do to like all those etchings. And so, like, again, for those that are just poking in, we got Teferi Master of Time. And he's kind of coming in kind of choppy. Let's see if it'll focus. Yep. So we got Tef. We got Baneslayer. If that kind of comes in, which is not really doing that great of a job of coming in. So we got Baneslayer, then we got Chromatic Corey. And then our other mythic, Discontinuity. And then Fury Emancipation. Which is a dirty card. Emancipation or Discontinuity. Then we end up getting like Fable Passage and 7 Temple Lands and stuff like that. Discontinuity, yeah. It's pretty crazy. And then, you know, we ended up getting Veto, and we got some nice foils. So it was a nice little thing there. Then as I was showing people earlier, put this right here. There is Blue Burn. So this card goes way back in the Magic the Gathering history. I just thought I'd show people. Sonic Blast deals 4 damage to any target, but does 2 damage to you. I remember winning so many games with having 4 of these in my deck, just playing blue. Yep, so we had that. And I always suggest and I always tell you guys, always go with the first print run. Because, like I said, we were able to get this guy right here for free. And then we were able to get a Jumpstart pack. So I always recommend that you buy the first print runs. I said that with Ikoria. I'm going to say that with M21. I mean, I'm affiliated with Wizards. There's no insider information. Like I'm just saying, just as a general person that just play as a player, that I would always go with first print runs. Always. Yep, double masters. Yep, I'm looking for somebody to split a jumpstart box with me in my local game store, but that's kind of getting hard. So, but again, yeah, I might as well do some gameplay tonight. I might do a little bit of gameplay. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. But again, guys, if you like this type of stuff, feel free to follow and subscribe. And yeah, pretty good chat and stuff like that. But I am going to probably sign off here. Let's see. Yep. All right, man. Go pump some iron. I have to wait till stuff. Things are so crazy in my place. They're thinking about shutting things down again, where I live, and it's 95 degrees where I live right now. So I have. That's why I said I have the heat coming down for me from the lamp. I can feel the heat. Yeah, it's 95. It's gonna be It's 92 tomorrow. It's like 80 degrees in the morning. Like right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then we have everything else that's going on in the world, and it's just like 4th of July is going to be this guy, Strange. Doctor Strange. Wait. I was saving him for like a bad booster box. I'm like, this is strange. See, he's Doctor Strange. But yeah. So anyway, those are Funko, by the way. Those are Funko figures. I started collecting them like in 2013, 2012. So but yeah, so I don't know. I was always a person that would hit the gym, weight train, study the human body, and then play Magic the Gathering. So it was a little weird. Yeah. Yeah. I literally told one of my girlfriends, I was like, if I ever have a mistress, she's like, what? She's like, who is it? I'm like, no, it's going to be with human biology. She's like, oh, I feel better about myself. Like, all right. But yeah, yeah, so anyway, guys, I hope you stay safe. Have a great 4th of July. Feel free to chill back and watch this video. Again, the reason why these videos are 3 hours long is because at the very beginning, I go over all the commons and uncommons for the first, I'm not gonna lie, 8 booster packs I did that for. I don't speed through everything and just go right to the uncommons or rares. If I did that, I could probably make this about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but I don't assume everybody knows everything. So, but, maybe I should get a little bit faster. What do you think, Gorse? You think I should get faster? Yeah, but when you're pulling Teferi, yeah. And Fables. But, yeah, I thought about making these faster. Yeah. But, I can definitely tell the difference between my Twitch crowd and my YouTube crowd. Because my YouTube crowd, they just, they want to see the, no offense to my YouTube, but they like to see they like to see the meat and potatoes. Yeah, that's what I try to do. If I see that I've pulled it, I talked about a common for the 3rd time, I'll move past it. I'll just kind of move past it. But But yeah. Hey, Dark. What's going on? How you been? No, I didn't use Ginger Brute. I was missing Ginger Brute. I was actually using some of my older cards. I was using Sonic Blast as my control. I wasn't using Ginger Brute. I was using Sonic Blast. Strangely, he works. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I was nervous about. I didn't know if I was going to get into the Pro Tour. But yeah, I got in, and then I got invited to the Red Bull. It happened like bang bang. I got like it was like 2 invites at the same. It was like I got that, and then like literally an hour after that, boom, I got another thing. So I was like bang bang. So now I have to prepare for the Pro Tour, and then now I have to prepare for the Red Bull. So, but yeah, you missed it. You can go ahead and watch the video, but you know you're kind of regular. We pulled a lot of temples, but we pulled yeah, I mean our mythics, we pulled Fury, Emancipation. Oops. Yeah, we pulled like 6 temples. Discontinuity. Chromatic Uri. Baneslayer. And then Teferi Master of Time. Yep. Then here's some of the land that we got. We got the plains. We got the forest. The islands, meh. This is a foil island. But look at this mountain. I don't know if it's just me, but this thing just like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, what? This just stood out. Like M21's foils, they upped their game. I was like, wow. And then like we got like a fabled passage, you know, like our rares. Like we got fable, which you know, ruined hollow. Or I keep on saying ruined. Rune. Halo. Necromentia. Shacklegeist. And that's just some alternative art. nothing special. The Snoop card. Sublime Empathy. Yeah. Love the Snoop. I'm like, there's Snoop Dogg. Thief Guild. You know, that one black-white deck. The Rogue. Oh, that's not a rare, but that's an alternative art. It's not a rare, but that's an alternative art. Hooded Blight Fang. Thieves Enforcer. Now, just like the Mountain, if you look at the Thief Enforcer, that thing just pops out as well. So if you're into foils, I don't know, this is pretty much a set to get. Then we got the Salvo. Got that dude. Yeah, that's just a foil. And of course, we get the Gruul card. We get the Gruul. The Heart of Keld. Then we got Veto. I think that's Gorus, right? He's the Veto guy. Then we got the Lieutenant. I have no purpose what this serves. The Brash Taunter. I mean, I get it. When it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent, but, like, what do you do with that? We did get alternative art Containment Priest. A third Shacklegeist. A second Fang. A second Salvo. A Masticore. 9 lives. Spiteful. Chandra, Heart of Fire. Actually, that was the only Planeswalker that we pulled with Chandra. Heart of Fire. And then we got Jor-El. Recluse. And then this, I couldn't determine if this is Mythic. I don't think this is Mythic. I think it's just a regular rare. Sanctum of All. I just think that's a regular rare. So I have us down for five Mythics. 5 Mythics and 6 Temples. And then here's all the Temples. So not bad. Price wise, I don't know. I'm gonna guess we beat it, I guess. I'd say we're above it. But I couldn't tell you. Does anybody know if that Ugin, is that Ugin a Mythic? Or is that just the Sanctum of All? I think it's just a rare. But yep. But anyway, guys, that is it. So again, on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Twitch, follow, and might do some gameplay. But yep. So anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Maybe I'll be back on a live stream just for Twitch, and Twitch only. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a few games in. But all right, guys. Yep. So after but after you get ready for the Pro Tour and then the Red Bull, and then so we'll play different decks for the meta. But yeah. And I don't know if you've seen Night. Somebody was running my same exact Groll deck, like to the T, like utterly to the T. We were playing with simic Flash, and just like right to the T, they were playing with my Groll deck, just like everything, shifting like everything, sideboard, everything. Yep. It was just everything. I'm like, oh, I'm playing against myself, because I was like everything, just everything that from the sideboard to the I was like, it has to be. So that's pretty cool. But we're gonna look into other decks. I just built a simic ramp deck with Ugin. I think that's gonna be good. Well, maybe we'll try. Probably not, but it probably won't be anything. But we'll try it. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. And again, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow. We just open up a box probably about once a month. I kind of wing things by this video. I kind of just wing it. So you will see my faults. I live stream, so you'll see my losses. You'll see my mistakes. But hopefully there's something good that you'll learn along the way. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be doing some more box openings. But all right, guys, thanks you for watching, and I will see you next video.